Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today in our program, My Life with Gora, an autobiography of Srimati Saraswati Gora, an atheist. I am reading out you the chapter Atheist Center Arrival in Vijayawada. And now I am going to read out you from where I had left in the last episode. In my experience, where a task is considered a female task, the same task is regarded somewhere else as a male task. For example, in the rural areas of Andhra, carrying water is a task for men. Normally, women don't carry water. When we just arrived in Mudunuru and also in Patamata, when I went out with a metal pot to carry water, everyone was surprised. That was because, in their view, it was a man's job. In Srikakulam district, on the other hand, to carry water from a tank or river was a woman's job. Normally, men won't carry water there. When I went with Gora to Rajasthan, I noticed that there in the villages, women were getting water in groups from long distances. Carrying water was a woman's job in Rajasthan. If you look at this way, everyone can do any task. It is just a matter of convenience and opportunity. In our family, the two younger children after Lavanam were girls. So, only Maitri came in handy to assist Lavanam in any task. Similarly, now, when she was still 10 years old, used to fetch mail from the post office. In those days, she was the only girl who went to the post office to bring mail. Later on, girls have been doing everything. In those days, Sashkir Rao was riding a motorcycle. Once I had to go to the radio station on the back of his motorcycle. All along the way, women came out of their houses and looked at me astonished. Similarly, in those days, we didn't have city buses or rickshaws and the horsey buggy was too expensive. So, Lavanam used to ride to Vijayawada on his bicycle with Maitri on its back. Many found this odd. Today, however, girls are going on bicycles and even on scooters. Even in remote villages, women are traveling sitting on the back of men's bicycles. This is all a big change. Unless someone starts, change won't happen. Watching our daughters working in the press, some people encourage their daughters to do things of that sort. In those days, when Kana and Ravi were running the Atheist Center on Suryapeta, Ravi's wife Sanja assumed the responsibility of managing the center. Ravi and Kana were going out a lot. She too removed all the insignia of Hinduism from her person. Although she wasn't like me, she thought rationally and demonstrated atheistic ways through her actions. She had a great influence on people. She fell ill when she was still young and died not having prompt and proper medical care. She used to ask me about my experience whenever she visited Vijayawada. If Sandhya, who came from a small village in the Suryapet Taluk in the Telangana region, could understand the atheistic way of life and became a model for many, is surely a delusion to think that only some intellectuals, philosophers, scholars, or educated people can understand atheism. We must stand on our own legs. We must take responsibility for our own actions. We must check and see if our ideas are close to reality. When we do that, many problems in our lives can be solved easily. One doesn't need scholarship or high education for this. What good is atheism if it cannot improve the lives of common people? Similarly, of what use is atheism if it does not develop awareness, social outlook, and the resolve to enhance their individuality? If you look at it this way, just as atheistic ideas have influenced me, they have also influenced people like Sandhya. If women are released from their ignorance, fear, and slave mentality, families will change. There will be a fresh change in rising children. People will develop an aim in their life and have the understanding that whatever we want, we should accomplish it here. The women who quit the otherworldly outlook and desire for heaven can take good care of their home and make it a repository of all kinds of happiness. However, they also need the cooperation of men for this. If they have the help of men, many women can boldly move forward. On the one hand, we were involved in running the Sangam magazine in the efforts to make public wells accessible to Harijans and in propagating atheism. I would often go on tours with Gora. In those days, in Athukuru village, there were two young teachers called Samuel and Abednego. They were teaching the Harijan school. Influenced by Gora's ideas and the Atheist Center, they would participate in the activities. The Harijans in their village did not have a well. They had to carry water from the well in the main village. The well in the village was a public well dug by the government. In those days, the Madras provincial government celebrated the 30th of every month as the Harijan Day. There was then a sub-collector called Jagannadachari in Vijayawada. He was a Sri Vaishnava and a staunch theist. But he was one of those who believed strongly that all Indians must live as one society, disregarding caste differences. So he used to help the Harijan Day being celebrated with great enthusiasm. On the 30th of every month, he would take Gora and me to the Harijan Day celebration as chief guests. He totally supported the activity of making the public wells accessible to all. It was also feasible for him to do so, as he was a government officer. On a Harijan Day in Athukuru, he not only helped the villagers draw water from the well and poured them into Harijan spots, but also started the activity of Harijans drawing water from the wells directly. There was no question of opposition to him, but whatever had happened after the sub-collector and we had left. Some Harijans drew water from the well in our presence. They gave us all water in their own hands. But after we had left that night, a large amount of cow dung and human excreta was dumped into the well and the water became polluted. The villagers got water from the other private wells in the village. Only the Harijan quarters had shortage of water. The government took this very seriously and filed cases against them. As a counter to this, the villagers filed some criminal cases against the Harijans. The atmosphere in the village became vitiated. I was reminded of how in 1927, under the leadership of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Harijans drew water from a tank in Mahad in the Kolaba district in Maharashtra, and how that latter became a huge incident. And from here, I shall lead out to you in the next episode. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to our Positive Atheism English channel presented by Samaram channel, which has 21 crore views. Please like, subscribe and share our videos, and for notification of our new videos, please click the bell icon.